Sometimes you just want a romance that's juicy, quick, and will keep you hooked from the very first page. I have 9 urban romances with all the drama, all the love, all the passion, and they won't take you forever to read. They're perfect for a weekend binge or a late night read. My name is Raquel. Welcome and welcome back. So, I just want to let you know up front that these are very short books. So, I am going to keep the description very short as well. There are 9 of them. So, let's get into it. Number 1, Karma by Natisha Rayner. It is 204 pages. So the girl in the book, her name is Karma. She is very low key, very chill, a homebody basically. She's got a crush on this guy. The guy, he ain't really paying her no attention, not really. He'll say hi, how you doing, and that's about it. Her cousin invites her to Florida for a weekend. She gets to Florida, her cousin gives her a whole new makeover. She is transformed. She goes club hopping for the whole weekend. She has so much fun that she has transformed her personality, her wardrobe, her hair, makeup, everything. She goes back home and old dude is on her back. She cannot, I mean, she couldn't get him off her back if she wanted to, but that's not what she wants. So this is a really good story. It is about just about karma transforming from a shrinking violet into this beautiful blossom, of a girl with high energy and beautiful, well dressed. It is a really good story. Then we have number 2. It is called Cinnamon and Gold. It's by Lady Marie. It's 96 pages. Now, I have to tell you 2 things. Number 1, you would not think this book is 96 pages. There is so much happening in this book that you definitely wouldn't think it was 96 pages, more like 300 pages, but it's a quick read. Number 2 is funny as all get out. It is hilarious. This is a forbidden love story about a girl named Cinnamon. Cinnamon has broken up with her boyfriend of 3 years and she has decided, I want nothing to do with him. And she hasn't been taken out of the group chat. So her ex-boyfriend's mother sends her a text. So initially she's like, I don't want to be bothered. I knew she was going to call, but they're really close. It was like, she took her in like as her daughter-in-law. She really loved her. So she went ahead and answered it because she didn't want to be rude. Plus they had a really close relationship outside of the relationship with her ex-boyfriend. So she answers it, and they are inviting her to Thanksgiving dinner, and she must bring her famous sweet potato pie. She tries to get out of it. She tries to drop off some store bought pies, but that doesn't work. They want her famous sweet potato pie. So she has to go to the grocery store in order to get the ingredients for this pie. She goes to the store. She meets this guy. The guy is fine, and the chemistry is just bouncing off of these 2. He's got gold, and that is one of her favorite things. So she is super attracted to this guy. They spend all of their time in the grocery store, going back and forth, and all of this good stuff. And so she goes to the party, takes the sweet potato pies, and she was told by the ex-boyfriend would not be there, which is what made it okay for her to come and bring these sweet potato pies. Unfortunately, she gets there, but not only is he there, but he has a new girl already. So this is a really, really good story. I enjoyed it so much. Like I literally can still see the story in my mind. As a matter of fact, I might have to read that one again. It's really good and it's funny. Then we have The Villain Era, which is by Nicole Jackson. It is 138 pages. This one is really good. It's a forbidden love story. You have 2 sets of friends who meet meet each other, and they go out on a double date, and eventually they wind up dating the person that they went out on the date with. So initially, when you first start dating somebody, it's just a bunch of fun. It's fun, and you're having a great time. And now it's time, you're getting to know the person that you're with, and they're kind of like, maybe I chose the wrong person. I might have just chose the wrong person. So that is what's happening in this book. I don't want to give too much away because it would be super easy to do that for this book. Just know that it is a forbidden love trope. Then we have number 4, which is To Hades and Back by Mel Dahl. I have told you guys how much I have fallen in love with her catalog. So this is about a bunch of siblings who are named after Greek gods. And so one of the siblings, his name is Hades, and then his sister, he has a few sisters and brothers. One of his sisters invited her friend to a sibling get together. So they go out to play pool, have some wings, that type of get together. And when they bring the friend, she already kind of knows who Hades is. Her brother, the girl is her best friend. So she kind of knows that Hades is basically a womanizer. Like, he doesn't give women much. He gives them something, but it probably ain't all that they want. And so when he first starts to try and talk with her, she kind of like, nah, I'm cool. But then they find out that they have some stuff in common. They start talking, and they wind up getting together. The thing about this particular story is they get really deep into it because something happens, and that thing that happens is like a trigger for Hades. And so they go down this road where you find out why Hades has this feeling about women, like he treated women the way he did. And then the woman that he's dating, the main female character, winds up with a secret that she didn't know she had. Now, how does that come about? You'd have to read the book. But they get into that, and he helps her out with it. But this is a great book. I really enjoyed it. Another book that seems like it's a lot longer than it is because they kind of get into mental health and abuse and different things like that. So it seems like it is way longer than it is, but it's a really good read. The next book, number 5, is Love Set Me Free by Sin. It is 177 pages. This is a good quick read. It has a beautiful cover. That is what drew me to this book, the cover. It is about a trio of friends. There's 2 girls and a guy. They are very young. They grow up together. They, play together as kids. They grow up and go to high school together. The guy winds up actually going to jail for a crime that he did not commit. Now, prior to him going to jail and all of these years that they've spent together as a trio, they make a pact that they are going to stick by one another. When he goes to jail, one of the girls drops out. She like, I ain't with the jail thing. No, that ain't, I can't do it. So she drops out. The other girl, she is so devoted to her friend that she literally goes to college, becomes an attorney in order to help him get out of jail. And he gets out, and he's like kind of brushing her off. And that's got to be hurtful because she's held you down for how long was he in jail for? Like 5 or 7 years. She like literally helped you get out of jail, and now you don't want to be bothered. I'd punch him in the nose. But anyway, this is a really, really good book. This too is a forbidden love trope, and you have to read it to find out what is happening in this book, but it's really very good. This was my very first book by Sin, and I definitely do want to read something else by her because it was really good. And then number 6 is called Isn't She Lucky? And it is by Tina Martin. And this was my first read by Tina Martin as well. This is 133 pages. This is a story about two friends who grow up. Um, they become friends at 8 years old. So um, the boy's name is Kasim and the girl's name is Giada. So Giada's mother is the housekeeper for Kasim's family. So Kasim's family is wealthy and Giada's family is not. And so these are two kids who spend a lot of time by themselves. And because she's the housekeeper, she decided, I'm going to take my daughter with me. I could keep an eye on her. She can play with the scene. And perfect. So from 8 years old to 14 years old, they're playing. They enjoy each other. Whenever she goes to work, she takes Giada with her. At some point, Cass is starting to look at Giada a little bit different, and Giada's kind of got a crush on him as well. They wind up kissing, and the mother, she doesn't catch them in the kiss. She catches them right after the kiss. So, of course, they're looking super guilty sitting on the bed. And at that point, they are broken apart. They are no longer able to hang out with each other. So from 8 to 14, they're best friends. And that really hurt both of these kids. It hurt them to the point that they are adults and it's still affecting their lives. So Giada, once they become adults, buys her way back into Kasim's life. And I can't tell you how she buys her way back into his life or even what that means because I know it sounds crazy, but she does it. And so they come back together and then they are now trying to work out what happened and if they should get together or were they friends and all of that good stuff. But it's a really good story. I enjoyed their back and forth and the chemistry. I am definitely gonna read another Tina Martin because this was really good. And then we have number 7, which is called Maids of Honor. This is a part of a series, but the series is not one book connected to the other. Each book is written by a different author, so they can be read individually. This one is by Shantae Moore, and the main female character's name is Piper. She is a plus size girl. Her father is in prison, and she works as a housekeeper in this I assume it's maybe like a high rise or something. So the entire top floor is somebody's home. So she's been cleaning this home for months and she's never met anybody because the person is out of town. So one day she comes in to clean and she walks in and he's just coming out of the shower and she gets a huge surprise. And so he's a boxer. He came back early. So she knows who he is. She's always known who he was. She's seen him in pictures and different things with a influencer girl named Shannon. And one day they have this event where she's cooking and Shannon is, just really nasty to her because I guess maybe she can see the chemistry or she knows. But he tells Shannon that, hey, I kind of don't want to do that thing we were doing anymore because they had like a kind of a casual, not super casual, but they weren't dating, but they would get together, if you know what I mean. And so he told her he didn't want to do that anymore. So Shannon was like, who, me? You don't want to hang around with me? But Shannon is not happy about that, and Shannon is not going to take that very lightly. It's a good book. I liked it. It was good. And there's a little bit, it's a little spicier than I like my books. And number 8 is called Another Man's Baby by Tatum James. I was super surprised about this book. Nothing I thought was happening happened. Like every time I thought something was happening, it did not happen the way I wanted it to happen. Well, not wanted, the way I thought it was going to happen. And so I always love for that to happen. When I'm going, oh, so and so, such and such is going to happen next, and such is going to happen next, and I'm right. Yeah, of course I like being right, but it doesn't make the book a good book for me. What makes a what makes the book good for me is when I'm actually wrong. And with this one, I most certainly was definitely wrong. So this one is about a lady named Sienna. She works in this establishment and she's doing her work. This lady comes in and she's like, "You've been with my man and blah 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 blah." Or my husband, blah 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 blah. And Sienna's like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, and you fired." So Sienna's like, "I cannot believe this," and so she leaves and she drives off in her car, gets into an accident. It's raining. Not only is it raining, she's now, her car is totaled. She has to walk, and there's a hurricane. So she goes to the nearest establishment, which is a bed and breakfast, and she meets Gabe. Gabe is immediately attracted to her. So he, tells her to come in. He drives her up, gives her clothes and everything. They don't have any rooms available. So he invites her to, share his room for the night until she can get her stuff squared away. Her and Gabe wind up spending like a weekend together, like bouncing around town, doing different things or what have you until stuff. Gabe wakes up one morning and Sienna is gone. No goodbye, no note, no nothing. He doesn't know her last name. He doesn't know where she lives, where she came from, what, nothing. All he knows is she had an accident. She was in the rain. Her name is Sienna, and he spent the weekend with her. So he spends a lot of time trying to find her because he can't get his mind off of her. Um, she winds up calling him sometime later because she couldn't keep her mind off of him as well. And they wind up getting together. Now, that is um, just the very, very beginning of the book. And a couple of weeks after they get together, Sienna finds out she's pregnant. Oh my God, how can I be pregnant? No, it's impossible. But yeah, this is really, really good. Like I said, a lot of stuff doesn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. And I love that in this book. It was really good. And then we have number 9, last but not least. It is called Yours to Have, Mine to Hold. This is a insta love story, and I loved it. It is by Evelyn Latrice. It is 130 pages. It is about this girl named Candy, and oh, geez, I can't remember the guy's name. So Candy was a stripper. She was the best stripper in the town that she was in. She made a lot of money. All the the baller guys knew her. She wound up having this traumatic event happen, and she said, "You know what? Forget this. I'm done with this life. I don't want it anymore." She moves to the next town over and gets her an apartment in a not so good neighborhood because now she's not a stripper anymore. She gets an apartment. She gets a job at the little local market up the street. She meets this lady. They become really good friends. She's got a best friend now. And so one day she's on her way to work and she gets a flat tire. Now, mind you, Candy's not making the money that she used to make when she was a stripper. So she's got this flat tire and she's on her way to work. So she decides, you know what, I'm just going to get out the car and work. I'll get back with that car later. So as she's walking down the street, she meets this guy. Come to find out, this guy is her best friend's son. And I think I'm trying to I think the mother was in the car. Yeah, the mother was in the car with them. So they stop, they pick her up, and they're on their way to work. She's talking to her friend. She introduces him or whatever, and he keeps looking at her through the rearview mirror. They got these chemistry, this little sparks going back and forth. So he tells her, yeah, I'll get your car fixed, and, we'll have it, ready for you, whatever. So he gets her car fixed. They wind up meeting back up, and he tells her, let's go out. They go out. They have a good time, and they are just falling in love with each other like immediately. Like it's everything is. And so he tells her that he lives down south. I can't remember if it was Tennessee, Georgia, I don't know, Florida. He lives down south. He takes her down south, and they are in love, like full on love, like what, 2, 3 days after they've met. And it's kind of funny because Candy's been traumatized. And so, although she wants this and she wants to believe in it, and, she wants to invest herself, she's had some bad experiences and she's afraid. But the guy, the way he just cares for her, the way he lets her know it's okay, I'm here for you, all of these things. Like, and every time, like the slightest little thing, she like goes totally left, just blows up and goes crazy. And he's got to bring her back down to earth and, assure her that it is what it is. It's not that. And he didn't do that to her. And he's sorry it happened, and just all these things. And it is a beautiful love story. I enjoyed this book so much. Like, I literally bought the book. That's how much I enjoyed this story. It's a short, or a novella, but I still bought it because I really enjoyed this story. I cannot remember any other instant love books that I've read. So I don't know that this was my first one. I really don't know. I can't say. Um, but what I can say is that I enjoyed every single one of these books, and I believe you will too. So let me know if you've read any of these books, if you intend to read any of these books, or if you have any novellas that you think I should read. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, to give it a thumbs up and do all of the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, see you soon.